everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today we are going to be talking about the books I'm going to be reading for my July birthday TBR that you all helped me with. So I would have done the picking of the comments live, but my family is out of the house. I'm filming. I don't have another phone to look up the comments, so we're just gonna go with it. So I asked you all last week to help me pick my birthday TBR. So a bunch of you left some prompts for me to choose. So I chose 5 random prompts, and I will put this side. Let me scoot over. Okay, so I'll put my randomly recorded comment generator up here for each of them, but I chose a random 5 because I have like 30 books I need to get to this month. It's not going to happen, I promise you, but yeah, I've been reading at least 15 books a month roughly, so I could read at least quite a few. All right, so the first comment that got randomly picked was by Trudy Johns, so thank you, Trudy. And her prompt for me was, read an author with the same name or initials as you. So this was not a book that was on my TBR already. I looked through them all, I was like, there's no Katie, there's no initials with KC. I was like, oh, this is gonna be hard. But I actually found one, and it wasn't on my original TBR, which is fine. I still wanted to read it, so that's good. So I am going to be choosing a Christian fiction book by Christy Cambron, and it's called The Butterfly and the Violin. So I know a commenter mentioned this book quite a few months ago on my channel. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is. I might have it written down, but I didn't go look. But I'm really excited to read this one. It looks like it's part of a series, but I'm not quite sure. It could be read as a standalone as well, but it is book 1. So it says it's about a Manhattan art dealer, Sarah James. She watches her world crumble at the altar 2 years ago, and her heart is still fragile. Her desire for distraction reignites a passion for a mysterious portrait she first saw as a young girl of a painting of a young violinist. In her search for the painting, Sarah crosses paths with William Hanover, the grandson of a wealthy California real estate mogul, who may be the key to uncovering the hidden masterpiece. And then it's also due timeline where we talk about 1942, and it says a darling of the Austrian aristocracy, talented violinist, and daughter to a high-ranking member of the Third Reich, Adele risks everything when she begins smuggling Jews out of Vienna. So it's a World War II historical fiction. I'm really excited to get to this. I've heard really good things about it. And yeah. So that's my first book that I will be putting on my July TBR. All right, the next comment was from Carla King. Thank you, Carla, for your lovely comment, and your prompt was for July. I love doing a patriotic theme. Read a book with red, white, and blue. She said I could do one of the colors. A flag on the cover, or a book about freedom. So I'm going to go with the red, white, and blue. So for that one, I'm going to be choosing The Extremely Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Nettlestone by Jocelyn Moriarty. And I've been wanting to read this one probably since middle grade March. If not sooner than that, probably sooner. But I've had this on my TBR for a while now. As you can see, it has red, white, and blue. Not a dark royal blue, but it has like a sky blue or an aqua blue cover. So it has all 3 colors in it. I'm really excited to read this. It is a middle grade, and it's about a girl whose parents pass away, and she gets a will, and in the will it says she has to travel to 10 of her aunt's houses to give them random gifts. So I'm really excited about that one. Oh, and it also says the instructions must be followed to the letter. There's instructions for each package, I guess. And or disaster will befall Bronte's house. So I'm really excited to read it. It sounds like it would be really good. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, so I'm excited to finally get to that one this month. Okay, the next comment that was randomly chosen was by Book Talks with Mrs. Thomas. So thank you so much for commenting. I will leave her channel down below, as I know she has a channel. If any of the other commenters do, I will make sure to link them down in the description box as well. So her prompt was a book about someone different, a book that looks like something you wouldn't normally read, or nature on the cover. So I love that you're all nice and give me like more than one prompt so I can choose and make my TBR hopefully a little easier for myself. But for this one, I am going to be choosing kind of one that fits all three of those. So I'm going to be reading Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. So this has been on my TBR since last summer. Yeah, probably last summer. So this fits nature on the cover because it has some beautiful trees down in the landscape there with houses. It also fits, what else does it fit? And then a book that looks like something you wouldn't normally read. Before I found out what this one is about, the cover, I think I actually did see the cover before I wanted to read it, and I was like, that doesn't look like something that would interest me. It sounds like it's like I love historical fiction, but this one just kind of looked like it wouldn't be for me. But I read what it was about, and it sounds really good. So it's actually part African American history plus science fiction. So this is about a girl, can't remember her name, Dana. So she is a modern Black woman. She's celebrating her birthday with her new husband, and she is snatched abruptly from her home in California and transported to the antebellum South back during slavery times. And she ends up saving a plantation owner's son from drowning back then. And somehow she ends up kind of traveling from the past into the future and back and forth. And I think her life just kind of connects with this boy that she saved. So it sounds really interesting. And now it sounds like something that I would definitely love to pick up. So that's what I'm choosing for that one. Let me put that up there. Okay. Next random prompt that was picked was, there we go. I have a list. Okay, so the next random prompt that got picked was Liz Little. So thank you, Liz, for commenting. So this one says, you should read a summary book that is your favorite color or just your favorite color on any book. So I did the hard one and I picked my favorite color along with a summary type book. So I'm choosing Sunrise on Half Moon Bay by Robin Carr. I've never read anything by this author. I didn't even know what this book was about. It doesn't really also sound like something that I would really normally pick up, but I'm actually using it for another challenge for a book that you have seen read in public, and I saw somebody reading the synopsis at, whatever that place is called, at BJ's. But I saw somebody read the summary, and I was like, okay, I might as well just pick that one. It's kind of summary looking, so I just picked it. Anyway, so this one is about Adele and Justine and their sisters who have never been close. They were born 20 years apart. Justine was already an adult when Addie was born. The sisters love each other, but they don't really know each other. When Addie dropped out of university to care for their ailing parents, Justine, a successful lawyer, covered the expenses. It was the best arrangement at the time, but now that their parents are gone, the future has changed dramatically for both women. Addie had great plans for her life, but has been worn down by the pressures of being a caregiver and doesn't know how to live for herself. And Justine's success has come at a price. Her marriage is falling apart despite her best efforts. Neither woman knows how to start life over, but both realize they can and must support each other. So it definitely doesn't sound like something that I would like, but you never know. Sometimes I really like to try something that is really out of my comfort zone. I'm not really a huge kind of sister or friendship related stories. I don't really tend to like those, or at least gravitate toward them, but I'm always willing to try something new, and I do have the audiobook, so it's a little bit easier for me. So that is my fourth book. And then the fifth last prompt that I got in my random commenter generator was from Tiffany Noel, so thank you, Tiffany. And her comment. Her prompt for me is read a book with dessert on the cover. A perfect prompt because it's my birthday month, and so I thought this was going to be really hard, but then I remembered I do have a book with dessert on the cover that I want to get to this year, and that is Hope Was Here by Joan Bauer, and it has a yummy, looks like peach pie, I think. It looks like peach pie. Anyways, so there's actually two different covers of this book, but I'm so happy I have this one because I love it so much. The pie and the gingham blue background. It's just beautiful. And that would actually work for red, white, and blue too. There's red lettering, white, and blue. could have used that too for the red, white, and blue prompt. But anyway, so this is for dessert on the cover. And I'm just excited to get into another Joan Bauer book this year. I think we're going to be reading at least 1 or 2 more this year, if I can fit them in. But this one says, ever since she changed her name to Hope, Hope has tried to live up to it, keeping her outlook positive. When she and her aunt moved from New York City to small-town Wisconsin to help run the local diner, she's going to make the best of it. And before she knows it, Hope is part of the diner staff. She's wrapped up in the town's politics, and she's even caught the eye of one of the short-order cooks, which just goes to show that when you have hope, all sorts of good things are possible. So this is actually a Newbery Honor winner, and I am really, really excited to get into this. I think this is like her most famous book, I think, since it's a Newbery Honor book. But I'm really excited to get into it. So those are my books for my birthday TBR. So I have these 2 plus the other 3 that I don't have physically. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. And thank you for helping me with my birthday TBR.